So let's go for it then. This is what I've purchased from IKEA. In fact, I've purchased quite a bit of stuff. So if you have any ideas, then give me a shout. We'll start off with the classic.
Oh, could you do me a favour? Hit the old like button and then, you know, type something at the bottom and subscribe if you want for more videos. Which
is the kitchen cutlery utensil kind of holder. This in itself is an amazing fire pit, and I've been using one of these. I bought a new one, but I've been using one of these for absolutely years as a little fire pit. It's absolutely great with all these holes. The air moves through and gives you a really good burn, and you can stuff a whole bunch of stuff in here, you know, sticks and whatnot, and I've got one shoved in the back of my car ready to go at all times. That only costs £3 from IKEA. Absolutely the best thing you can ever buy. There's a smaller version for £2, which I have just here, just up on the shelves over here, but they're both brilliant, well worth having. But this one today we're going to be using as our the kind of main body of our tea light heater. Then this is an IKEA bowl. This is stainless steel again, and it is only £3. And this here is going to quite simply sit on the top and cause the radiance of the heat. We want the heat from the tea lights that we're going to use. I should be using my official IKEA pointer, should I not? The heat will come up and heat this little chap here, and of course if you heat something up like a piece of metal, it will radiate infrared waves in a nice longer wavelength as it re-radiates that. Bit of physics there, but basically as it comes out it's going to be very good. I used this setup, in fact, when I was testing it on the very cold days recently and warming my hands after clearing the snow. It was amazing. Then I've got these two here. These come as a set. I only actually need the lid off one of them, and this one's got a little bit of wax still on it from when I last used it. But this little lid here, I suppose you could use this bit as well. These are like a snap pot deal. They cost £5 for the set, so I'll put this one to the side here. But I'm only going to be using the lid. I've got other ideas for all the other components, but the basic gist here that I had was to take our tea lights, and if we just prepare these are 3 4-hour tea lights, and upon this little lid here everything seems to kind of fit very nicely, but with a little bit of gap in between everything. And we're going to be lighting these today, just enough. I have run these all the way through. This is safe, but of course if you are going to do this, then please do it with all the safety precautions that you know and love. So of course you need to get this thing into this thing whilst lit, and that could be a bit of a problem, but that's why we're using this extra lid rather than just placing them at the bottom, because you're able to, hopefully I'm getting this correct on camera, able to slip this in gently and bring this down to the bottom, allowing you to put your lit tea candles right at the bottom very, very easily. If I just bring this back up and place this here, and then that's pretty much it. We light them, we put it on, we leave this on top, and it works absolutely fantastically well. Now I know people will be saying, what about the base here? You know, could this be a bit of a problem? Yes, of course, you might want to put this on a little fireproof mat or silicone mat. If you wish, you could buy this lid. This lid is £2.50, but it's just a big thick bamboo lid. This is a good kind of couple of centimeters thick, and this is another way of kind of protecting it if you want to stick with the IKEA theme. And then we have this radiant, beautiful heater which is going to produce lots and lots of heat for 4 hours, of course. Oh, quick edit there for a quick another little sip of the old tea. I did nip downstairs to the kitchen and get myself a couple of titanium chopsticks. Do love my chopsticks, and I wonder if I can pick up a candle with a chopstick. Yes, I can. Well, these chopsticks, I was thinking, potentially could help us, because people are going to worry about this falling over. Firstly, you don't need them, because this, when it falls to the side, it gets stuck in every direction. And all the times that I've used this, which has been now twice with all the candles, this has never deviated or veered from its position. Yet if you were to take an extra chopstick, a metal one of sorts, and place it through here, then of course this would give you that little bit of extra if you want to walk away from this, just that little bit of extra that might make you think, yeah, I'm a bit happy with that, I feel it's a bit safer. Then that is an option for you. But for me, I'm going to live wildly today, and we're going to see if we can set this up and view what's going up. So little old sleeves up here, let's give this a go. All we've got to do is IKEA pencil, is a light, these chaps here. So let's get the old lighter out and get these things going. So 1, 2 of these little candles and 3. And of course, if you didn't want it as hot, you could use less candles. And if you wanted more, then you will probably cause a fire. So don't do that. Now these are all ready. All I'm going to do is tilt this, place this in, keeping the candles level and turning as I go until everything is perfectly in position. If I dared to and I wanted to, I could kind of move these bits about. Again, the little chopstick might help here, but I have put these in all kind of touching each other and I've not had a problem. I place this on top and right now I have absolutely no problems at all. It's completely cool, and then almost immediately I am starting to feel it kind of warm up and do its job. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, that was a good cup of tea. Right, so it's been running for a little bit. Trust me, this is hot to the touch. This is really hot to the touch. So I've got my little thermometers out, and I've got one of them sitting right here. And I'm going to move this very slightly, and you can see that I've kind of made my my funky DIY little kind of hanging deals here. I don't think you can see them. There we go. I've decided to hang some temp poles off here, get a little bit of string, and then hang another thermometer just above this. So we've moved this, it's roughly above. We also have a thermometer down here as well. And these thermometers are little cheap things from Temu. They are not exactly precise, but I do know what temperature they should say. And I think I'll just quickly cut to my little laboratory test of that right now. Welcome to my laboratory. Today I am testing a couple of little temperature sensors that I purchased off Temu for, well, $1, literally 70, 80 pence. They're next to nothing, these two. And I wanted 2 of them in order to get the temperature when I'm out camping, one inside my bivvy or my tent and one outside. But when I purchased 2 of these, every time I look at them, they have a different temperature. Now it will fluctuate slightly because I'm moving them, but this one says 20.3 currently, and this one says 19.5 degrees centigrade. Now, the problem is are they correct? Or which one is out? I don't know. So what I've done is I've got a couple of data loggers and I got 2 of them. So of course I can make sure that they're both the same. They have these temperature probes just measuring the temperature of the air, and both of them right now say that they are 19.3 degrees centigrade. So with this kind of kit, I'm pretty sure that that actually is the real temperature. Now this one here, right now as we speak, says it's 19.3. So this one here I am absolutely happy with. But this one, right as we speak, says 20.3. So this one is 1 degree higher than this one. So now I'm going to be able to put a little mark or write on the back of it and say that this one on the left is a whole degree higher than it's meant to be, just so when I take my measurements, and this one is either inside or outside of my tent, I will be able to get the correct temperature and share that with you. Right, we're back again, and now you know the temperature is one of them's a little bit dodgy. This one is the one that's dodgy, so that one I'm going to have to basically decrease by a little bit. Let's have a look and see what they say right now. The gubbins, there it is, the radiant heater in progress. This one says 19.7 right now. There's no other heating going on in here, so this is just the heat that's coming out. And as I put my hands here, I can feel the radiant heat. Some heat come out, but when I put my hands here, this is toasty warm, absolutely brilliant. So this has been on now for just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. This one says 19.7, which means this one needs to go down by a degree. So this is actually 18.8 now overall. And this one, which is correct, you can't quite see it on camera, but it currently says 20.9 on it. So we're just going to leave this now for about 30 minutes and then come back to it and just see, are we radiating lots of heat? Well, this one now says 21.1, so something's definitely happening. But this is enough. It's not going to warm the room. These claims you see with these things where they say, heat your entire house with tea candles. Well, it's not going to happen, but definitely this is giving off enough heat that I can use it as a hand warmer if it's a nice cold day outside and I come back. Or, of course, I've used this in my kitchen, and when I used it in my kitchen, I found that it was significant because my kitchen is cold and the radiator has never worked in there, so it gets really, really cold, and it just kind of took the edge off things. It actually was noticeable, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. Come back in 30 minutes, and yeah, there it is, an IKEA tealight warmer. And people might be talking about the good old, the classics that people make with ceramic pots and everything. I did try one of them many years ago and to make one, but I found that there was just not enough energy in the tea lights to actually heat up the amount, the volume and the density of the ceramic flower pots in order to actually give out enough energy. This is the way to do it, in my opinion. This is the way, because metal's great. If this was painted black, it would even be better, because that would be better as a radiant heater. But this here is fantastic. It's taking in that energy and then is immediately re-emitting it as infrared, is in a nice kind of, what they say, a longer wavelength. Basically, it's radiant heat. It's something that comes out, and yeah, absolutely does the job. So, as I say, narrowing on 23.1, 20.1, but you've got to take away a degree from this. Bam, see you in half an hour. It's about 20-30 minutes later, and this is hot to the touch. I do have one of those little infrared reading guns, but it doesn't, this kind of setup, if you ever try that kind of thing, if you use one of those temperature guns on this will not give you the actual temperature. It will just say it's room temperature, so you're not going to be able to detect off this curved surface in this situation. I wonder if in the old cup of tea we have a little bit of something or other. It's not enough to boil it, but I'm telling you, ow, it's like, you can see the way it's all moving. I don't know if you can. I can zoom in a little bit crazy here, but the way it kind of moves on here, it definitely... Ah! Okay. I mean, it's hot, and I'm not lying. Oh my god, blimey. So let's have a look at the temperature probes. This one says 21.2, and this is the one that I have to take off a degree, so this is only 20.2, so it really hasn't made much of a difference, even though, as I said, I can feel the smallest, oops-a-daisy, the smallest amount of radiant heat come off the side. But this whole thing, this is enough now. This is enough to heat your hands, and above it we have the temperature sensor, which is about 6 inches away, and this one currently says 32.1 degrees. So over all that time, this extra heat has been radiated around from it, and if I get rid of that, it's just gonna, you know, in the end, it's a small space, you're gonna make a big difference, and in a big space, only a small amount. But for 3 tea lights, well, I think that's absolutely worth it, and for 4 hours as well, just a few pennies to run, and absolutely worth a go. So thanks for watching today. Click on something that probably comes up on screen, and if I adjust the camera so it's a little bit better, we can probably put some kind of little I don't know, some little thing right here on the side. All right, see you later, have fun.